Hello you guys, now I'm going to do a video on my Blaze King that a lot of people have inquired about, and that is to do a review on our Blaze King Boxer 24. We've had it for just over 2 years. We're in our third winter of burning with it, and we absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. But I just want to walk you guys through it. Some of the things that that I've learned, and you guys might have heard of the term or the saying that, oh, you know, you get to learn your wood stove. You know, some people might have some issues of getting the fire going, or how to get it to run efficient or anything like that. And you hear people say, oh, you'll get to learn your stove. And sometimes that freaks people out. I was kind of a little bit intimidated too at first. But it's true. The more you use it, you just figure out what works for your wood stove in your house. The house that we're in, it was a new house. It got built 2.5 years ago. So newer houses are a lot more airtight. One thing that I learned is it's very important to crack a window open, and I have a window right next to it to get better draft when I get my wood stove going. Once I get a good fire going and I know it's not going to go out, then I shut the window. So it's literally, it's like a 5-minute thing. And I only crack it just an inch or two. The other thing is, on the booklet, it's instructed to burn 16-inch long logs. Me personally, first year we had the wood stove, I cut my logs 16 inches. I think they're way too big and too tough to work with. This wood stove, as it goes deeper in, it gets narrower. So if you cut those logs right, what they say, up to 16 inches, you're going to kind of battle, because some inches, I mean, let's face it, it's not like you're going to go out there and cut logs perfectly 16 inches. So what if it's 16.5 inches? What if it's 17 inches? Then you're really going to have a hard time throwing logs in the stove. And I want a little bit of room. I want room for air circulation and which helps with the burn. The other thing is that I noticed, like within the first couple months of us using it, is the hinges were squeaking really, really, really loud. Well, it's just metal expands, you get, you know, some ash in there or whatever, and the hinges on this side here, they were making a really loud noise. Well, what I did is I went to an auto shop store and I bought a high temperature lubricant, put that on there with a toothbrush. It's been great. So just little pointers. Other thing is the latch here, the open and close, there's a little wide washer here, almost like a bushel. Same thing with that. I put a little bit of that lubricant on there. Not very much, because you don't want ash and debris to get caked on there. So just a little bit. And honestly, I've only done it one time, and it's been great. The other thing is, I had to really learn on how to clean my glass, and that was quite the process. And I have a really good system going, and if you're interested in seeing that, I will put a tag in one of the corners on the video, and if you click on it, it will take you straight to that video, or if not, just look it up on my channel. I'll even dump it in the description of this video on how to clean the glass. No chemicals, no nothing. Super simple. Literally took me 5 minutes. The other thing is, with this particular wood stove and Blaze Kings in general, is before you start a fire, you obviously want to make sure that everything is opened up. So the catalytic converter dial, you want to make sure it's on high, and then of course this particular model, the damper is up top. Okay, some other models have them on the side or on the front. There's a handle that looks just like this where you lift up and it opens the damper. All right. We absolutely love this thing. We have really high ceilings here. You know, the very peak of our main room here is over 20 feet tall, if not 24 or 25 feet tall. And we purposely put the thermostat for our furnace because this is not our main heat source. It's more for ambiance, emergency, and obviously when we're home, especially on the weekends and evenings, I get this thing going, and then our thermostat doesn't kick on for our furnace, so we save on propane. And our thermostat, I purposely put it as far away as possible from the wood stove, which is clearly across this room, and we get it sometimes in here 75 degrees, and that's over there. Here it's a lot warmer, and we have some fans going and all that to help with that, but it puts out a lot of heat. It's rated for 40,000 BTUs, and I think it said it's recommended for houses or living spaces anywhere between 600 square feet and like 1,400 or 1,600. Our whole house is 2,300, and this main living space is about 1,000. So it's just, honestly, it's just perfect. Love the fact that you can get this model which is the main reason why I got it, is the look of it is a little bit modern, I guess. We like that. And the fact that you can store the wood here. I didn't want to get a wood stove to where I need to figure out on where to place my burning wood to have it nearby. And I just love the fact that this has this built-in feature. It doesn't get hot at all. If it's been burning all day, you might get a little bit of warmth right on this upper wall here, but it's nothing to worry about. If you damp it, once you get super hot coals going and the fire's going really well, you can see the catalytic in there raging hot, and you fill the wood stove all the way full and you damp it down, they say that the fire will last almost like 24 hours. Yes, that's a neat feature if you depend on this as your main heat source. For us, since it's not, I'd never damp this down all the way. We burn 99% of the time like pretty hot fires. Obviously safe, not going out of control where it starts warping the metal or anything like that, which I've heard that, you know, some wood stoves, if you do that, you basically push them beyond their limits and they start breaking down, or the thermostat up top here gets all warped and screwed up. So really, that's pretty much it. That's all that comes to mind regarding this wood stove. So I was editing the video and I realized that I did not go over some of the basics on the wood stove, basically on kind of how to operate it, right? So I have a video that I walk you guys through how to get the fire going and how to get it ready until the catalytic engages and it's ready to like damp it all down and shut it all down. But as far as, for instance, you know, how to load it up with wood, or how the catalytic works, you know, how does it look when you turn it down. So that's how I'm going to walk you guys through it right now. So basically, whenever you want to open the door, you always want to make sure that the dial on the side is turned to high, and then that you pull the damper out. And that's where this thing comes in handy. And it obviously comes with the wood stove, but this gets really hot and you use this hook to pull it out. That's the damper. And then you always want to let the wood stove, any wood stove for that matter, to acclimate when you make a change to it. So open the catalytic wide open, pull the damper, let it acclimate. As you can see, the flame got brighter and is burning hotter. Then once you're ready, don't just open the door and swing it wide open. Open it and then let it acclimate again for a few seconds. So I open it, I let it acclimate for a few seconds, and now is when you open it to throw some wood in there, okay? Then you do everything in reverse. Shut it, shut the damper, and now it slows the burn down and it makes its regular acclimation inside. The other thing that I want to show you guys, and this is probably not a very good example just because I don't have a lot of charcoal going in there right now. I kind of almost let it go out, and I was like, you know what, I should throw some wood in there and do this quick clip for you guys. When I turn the damper down, you'll see how big of a difference it makes with the burn inside. And I don't know if you can see it very well. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to turn the dial on the side of the stove and you'll see how big a difference it makes. Turn it about halfway and you'll see how the flame just slowly disappears. And now if I turn the dial back to all the way up, in a few seconds, the flame comes back. It's pretty cool how it does it. And it's a lot more instant when there's a lot more charcoal in there. And there's a really good solid bed of coals. But look at that, it took about 5 seconds and the flames are back to rolling. Really cool. Okay, another thing I should mention is when we purchased this wood stove, we bought the fan kit for it. And the kit, the fan itself is installed on the back side of the wood stove. Really simple. And the control for it is on the side. And it really helps blow, which it comes through here. It just really blows the warm air out. And it's got a ton of power. And you could feel it from ways out. And of course you can turn it way down so it's not as loud. But yeah, so again, let's say if you're like, oh man, let's say a log fell over and it's resting on the glass or whatever, and or you need to throw another log on the fire, you always want to make sure the dial on the side is turned all the way up. Grab your hook, pull the damper out, let it acclimate for a few seconds, crack the door open, let it acclimate again, and then you can open the door. Okay? Hope this helps. Hit me up with any questions. If you're in a state where there's no crawl space and your house is built on a cement slab, you probably won't have this problem. Here in Oregon, most houses have crawl spaces. So what I'm trying to say is when we walk, there's the metal in the wood stove kind of rattles a little bit, but I'd say that's the only thing that's kind of annoying about it, but we're used to it now, and it's not too bad. But I'd say, I guess that's my only con about this wood stove. Everything else it's great. Haven't had absolutely any issues with it, and you know, it was a huge investment for us. In fact, we almost didn't do it because we were stretched out to the max with our budget for our house. And my wife and I, almost every time we light this thing up, which is daily now, we just look at each other and it's like, man, we're so glad that we made that extra stretch to put this wood stove in, because we just absolutely love it. The smell, the sound, the look, and the warmth that it puts in, and the savings that it helps us with the propane. So if you guys have any questions, please comment in the comments below. If this was useful for you guys, to convince you that to get this particular model, or maybe what I've told you is like, maybe this is not the right fit for us, anything like that. If this was useful, hit that subscribe button, please. Hit that thumbs up, and really appreciate you guys checking out my video. And yeah, be safe. Happy burning.